This is Dorothy and Jeremy's story. Dorothy had always loved school, but at 21 she was a high school dropout, divorced mother of 3, barely making ends meet, even with food stamps and a medical card. How did this happen? Dorothy's parents were solidly middle class. They owned the tire store in town, and her father had always been a hard worker. But when he was 39, her father had suffered a stroke, and he hadn't been able to work after that. Her mother sold the store, and with the continuing medical expenses, the money from the sale was soon gone. At 16, Dorothy left home and school to marry an older man who promised to take care of her and give her financial security, but it didn't work out. The real problem started when their oldest son, Jeremy, was about 3 years old. The preschool said he was on the spectrum, but the tantrums at home made it seem like it was something much worse. Dorothy's husband started to stay away from home more and more often. When she heard that her husband was openly dating another woman, Dorothy filed for divorce. Now Dorothy works as a server at one of the food court stands at a shopping mall in a nearby town. She earns minimum wage. Her mother watches the children for her on weekends so Dorothy can work extra shifts. Even though the school has contacted Dorothy repeatedly, she hasn't been able to come in for an appointment. Her schedule is just too complicated with before-school care and after-school care for the children, preschool for the 2 younger children, and kindergarten for Jeremy. When one of the children gets sick, Dorothy can sometimes call on her mother for help, but already Dorothy has missed so much time at work that her boss has threatened to fire her. Last week, Dorothy received an official-looking letter from the school. It was more than a request for a parent-teacher conference. It was a request for Jeremy to receive special testing. Dorothy was so upset that she tore up the letter. Of course, Dorothy expects to receive another letter from the school, and she plans to tell the school that she doesn't give them permission to test Jeremy. This slide presents some questions to consider and talk about with others in your group.